my mind a lot. Don't need no time watch. I don't know how I got you in my pocket spot. Yeah, that's babe, miss you every day. You like my oxygen. Make it seem like the barging down. Got my heart no barging in. From the bed to the floor to the couch. Might wake the neighbors up. Break you in and break you out. In the end, we're gonna make it.
We're back with another episode of All Time High. Dionna, how's it going?
Hi. It's going great. How are you?
It's going really well right now. I
Right?
mean, we have got a hot market out there. I'll go through some numbers in just a second. And later in the show, we're going to talk about how to protect yourself in case somebody comes after you. Very real story taken from the headlines. But why is...
Didn't they say before we freak them out a little bit? So maybe that wasn't the best segue into...
Well, I think it's fair, though. We'll freak you out later if you stick with the show. Because as these things are going into all-time highs, we got to take a look at precautionary tales. And we have a wild precautionary tale a little bit further down the episode. But the thing that I can't sort through right now is the government shuts down and Bitcoin goes up. Like, how is this even happening? Like, common sense, it's chaotic, it's crazy. How does that work?
We love it. We love it.
You love
right?
it. Okay.
We love the volatility.
I'm trying to make some sense of this whole thing. What's going on?
Well, okay. So you think about U.S. markets, right? Where does money flow? Obviously, it flows through U.S. markets. Well, when the government is shutting down, now you have uncertainty in the markets. Like, and I always love this. Is Bitcoin going up or is the dollar going down? That's always a fun debate too. But whenever you have,
I'm gonna qualify. Bitcoin is going up.
It's going up a lot right now.
10.5% over the last 7 days. It's now at $120,821, nearing another, as we like to say, all-time high. I mean, the market's on fire right now.
I know, I love it. So hopefully everybody listened to our podcast, which is not financial advice. This is our personal opinions, entertainment value. We just want to tell you what we know. But if you've been listening to us, you've been taking advantage of this, and this is your time to fly.
Do your own research. Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly.
Definitely do your own research.
So wait, government shuts down, uncertainty exists, so I put my money in crypto?
Yeah, absolutely. And I always tell everybody this, right? Like, you buy Bitcoin to have more dollars, I buy Bitcoin to have less. And that's because at the end of the day, worst case scenario, if anything ever happens, you have Bitcoin. You know, it's there. Like, you have it. It can be yours. It can be spent. You can take it. It's internationally accepted. And so that uncertainty just says, hey, we're going to put it in something that's a little more certain. We're going to diversify our portfolio and put it over here because this seems to be the safer bet right now.
It's unbelievable what's happening. I'm having a tough time with it. I'm looking, and I like to go back to my Marty Party slides, right?
Of course.
The DJ who
of course. We love
has
Marty
charted
Party.
this thing out. I think he's probably a financial advisor and keeps his, he's helping the community. So I'm behind that experience. And
100%.
I'm looking at the market cap for crypto, which we talk about a lot. It's at 4.15 trillion.
What? Woo-woo!
Yeah, so that's an all-time high.
That's up a trillion, right? Was it around 3 when we started this?
No, 2.5.
2.5. So it's up 2 trillion just in the time that we've been talking about this.
Yes, if you're rounding.
Yes.
If you're rounding.
I mean,
I
started back in 2016, so it's up a lot since when I started talking about it. But just in the year we've been doing it, this is season 2, so it's a lot of money. And in terms of
the volatility, there's probably been 25 trillion that's moved up and down and left and right and zigged and zagged.
Oh, for sure.
And as I look at the volatility, I'm worried a little bit. This is my risk tolerance is not yours, but at some point you want to be able to take profits on this. Your tax situation is not my tax situation. So we're going to take a look at this live chart that shows you in real time, as this market is on a run, what's happening. And let's go over here to Bitcoin. It seems to be in a more moderate stance, but as the market goes up, like it's going up, it's interesting what the gamblers do. What do you think gamblers do when the market's going up?
I'm not a gambler. I'm not a good gambler. I would bet that they're betting it's going to go down. No, they're betting it's going up.
Yeah. So if you look over here at Bitcoin, and there's the whole key. So now he's added a key to help you. And I don't know who this individual is. And as you look, I'm just watching the details. This comes from a 30-second time chart. And as you look at the heavier red lines, those are heavier call options.
Yeah.
And as you see, the blue lines are reality. And so if we look at Bitcoin, as the number has moved up to this 120,000 level that I just mentioned, it means that people below are actually buying heavy call options, expecting it to go up further, looking for that parabolic takeoff, that blast off, that next level. And so when this happens, it incentivizes the exchanges to wipe out the gains. And look at Binance. That's the one, because this is where this started. Wintermute participates, Coinbase participates. There is no legislation. If legislators, if they were working, they're not working, decided to do something and they were going to pass an act, this should be part of it. Do you see how XRP just fell off a cliff too?
Yeah. It's what do you think? That's taking profits? Because they had some big news, right? I shared with you that BlackRock said that they're going to start tokenizing all their assets on XRP. What a great use case.
It's going to be unreal. And I don't know if you saw what the SEC did. They basically said all these ETF filings, I want you to, they're asking all the companies that have them out there. They're numerous because right now Bitcoin and Ethereum are through, but Solana and XRP and you name it, they want to have different ETFs that are put together. They're saying, we want you to rescind your application, not send it again, but take it away such that there'll be an autonomous approval process. In other words, looking at it like, hey, if you can put the deal together and send us this packet in this way, we're going to like rubber stamp approve all this stuff.
Yeah. Well, that's just what we love our government to do. I mean, why not? Just rubber stamp it and it's all good.
Well, I mean, they'd been in the way for so long and now they're trying, I think, to get out of the way completely. And that's just the wildest experience from where I'm sitting. I mean,
yeah, I agree. But what a great time, right? It feels like, aside from the government shutdown, which nobody's really happy about,
no,
money is just, it feels like it's kind of exploding. I felt like we had gone through these years of like kind of dry patches and everything was expensive, and not that things aren't still expensive, but all of a sudden it feels like there's been this big influx of money coming in, which is nice. And hopefully people are doing their research and taking advantage of this opportunity in the best way that they can.
Yeah, I will say this in crypto, you don't want to invest more than, well, your risk tolerance is different, but recognize oftentimes risking more than you can stand to lose is not a good way to risk assets.
No,
typically.
No, I remember back in the 2017 boom, people were like selling their houses and putting it all in crypto, which was fine, I guess, if you're playing the long game. But if because in 2017 it went boom, and then in 2018 it had a massive drop and it stayed there for at least a good year or two. And so obviously people got wrecked, and they, people see a get rich quick opportunity. And I just want to let you guys know, if you're not good with money, even if you get rich quick, you're not going to hold on to it because you don't understand the concepts of money.
No, in fact, we've got a little bit of a chart. Which one do you want to take a look at? I've got a guy talking about Bitcoin arriving, and I've got one about what's going on with the government. Which one? You pick your poison today, Dionna.
Let's do government first, because I got a good story for when you're pulling it up. Are you doing it now?
All right, go ahead. I'm working on it right now.
So when I was in Iraq in 2010, they closed the government down. They had a government shutdown. And the funny thing is, most people don't understand that military people are contract workers. Even though you have a W-2, you're still bound by a contract that you've made with the government. So we're all sitting in Iraq like...
So wait, you're in Iraq, you're working for the USA government? That's who we're talking about that shut down, or the Iraqi government shut down?
No, they didn't even have an Iraqi government. That was part of the reason why we pulled out, was the SOFA agreement expired because we never established a solid enough government to stay in there. So we now have a shadow banned
episode. That's good. We're good. It's too late. We don't care anymore. It's just...
I know. We were on such a good roll too.
It was. We got several episodes. Now our streak is going the other direction. But if we keep talking about stuff that keeps getting a shadow banned and the market keeps going up, I think
you can't even say the I word.
No, come on.
All right.
There's much ado about certain countries and certain. Even the word government is a key phrase, a key word.
Ouch. Well, okay. We'll have to come up with keywords. We're like Soverment. Our Soverment shut down. So anyways, I'm in the middle of a combat zone and the Soverment shuts down. Yeah. And we're all sitting there like, do we stop working? Are we going to get paid? Like what? And they're like, okay, So just to be clear, you have to keep working. You're not going to stop. And eventually it did get back together and we got the money. And so it wasn't like any money was lost, but it's really interesting when this happens. And in a way, it's kind of sad. You would think our political parties could work together and not butt heads so much. And I think they're actually doing that to our demise. But, you know, if you're a crypto fan, maybe this is in your favor.
Let's take a listen to what Paul Barron, he's pretty level set, pretty professional guy, talking about Bitcoin surging on a government shutdown.
Thank our sponsor, and that is iTrust Capital.
Well, there you go.
You guys can learn a lot about iTrust by visiting
Get
their
a little
website,
commercial, not our paid political advertisement, but if you would like to sponsor us, we're certainly open to it.
Their staking program with Ethereum. So there are some big
Here we go.
Into our first point right here, and this is when the government will shut down, will end. Right now, Poly Market is pushing for around October 15th or later.
Man, that's
right
2
now.
weeks or
this
more.
Could elevate even longer, guys. So I'm kind of curious if you think we're going to see a long-term government shutdown of 35 days. Remember, that was the last one. Let me know in the comments down below. One other point I want to hit at right here is
equities in averages hitting all-time highs despite this government shutdown.
Oh, they stole our phrase.
Yeah, I guess, Becky, the question is it despite the government shutdown, or is it in part because everybody knows the history of government shutdowns when it comes to the market, and there has tended not to be that much of an impact on balance? In fact, the market has done okay during the duration of the shutdowns, although there is a little bit of an asterisk there, which is typically the market has declined on average into the moment the government shut down a little bit. This time we didn't do that. We're at all-time highs. I think we're seizing on the same sources of upside strength, which is obviously the AI excitement that's got semiconductors going wild, global rallies in all markets, by the way. You look at Korea, look at the rest of the world, and then just the general certainty about where interest rates are, where they're likely headed.
What do you think? I don't know.
I mean, I agree. I think it's a really interesting time, right? Because it almost seems like technology has started to decouple us a little bit from trends that we've seen over the years.
From reality, maybe?
or reality.
I'm just throwing that out there. Pick it up if you want to.
I'm a big AI fan. I just want to say, like, I know it's going to take over the world and it's probably going to be the end of us, but I'm going to embrace it until we get there because it's pretty freaking awesome.
No, it's great. It's incredible. I enjoy it. I think there's going to be transformational dynamics, like you probably would agree.
Yeah,
but
of course.
In the interim.
So I don't know. We'll see how long this keeps going up. It'll be interesting. I feel like our typical ways of predicting things from past events might be a little bit off because, again, we're seeing things that have never happened before. And because of the boom of AI and crypto, for that matter, it's starting to just kind of change the dynamic of everything. But happy that everybody's making money for those holding.
Yeah, let's talk about that for a second, because one of the best runs in crypto, we could say, happened, I believe it was in October of 2021 or October of 2020.
Yeah, the NFT boom. The NFT boom.
And that whole thing ran out. And we had a pretty comparable run last year. And so the cycle would say that you do this in 21, you do this again in 25. So I think that we call it Uptober. There's some idea that this is going to happen again, that we're in that cycle. But do you sense that that's where this is meant to play out? And I guess where I'm going with all that is October 21 was a good window of time. I mean, it was a nice little run.
Yeah.
Are we setting up for a similar circumstance here in the fourth quarter of this year?
100. I think so. I mean, I think so. And I think we're seeing the beginning of it now. And I just want to say one caveat because in the NFT boom, I've always tried to get a lot of people into crypto. I talk to everybody about it. Yeah. I always, like, do your own research. Here's an opportunity.
You know what the audience wants to know, right?
What's that?
Do you have any like NFTs that you would acknowledge that you have? Like, or
I have my own NFT. I have.
Well,
yeah. So it's
that's
me.
Fine.
It's like a 505. 501.
Do you have
I don't know,
a Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT?
God, no. Okay. God, no. I was never really into that stuff. No. But I had a ton of people who I knew did, and they made a lot of money. But
you can get them pretty inexpensively now, huh?
Yeah, I bet you could. What I want to make sure I stress to everybody is no matter where you get your crypto, make sure you have your passwords and your private keys. I know people who have lost a lot of money because their device got damaged or they lost the password, or, and you want to make sure you have it. You don't want to be taking advantage of this boom. And it's worth looking. Is your wallet coupled to an exchange? Is it decoupled? Is it device specific? If it's device specific, you should have private keys, which is 12 words. If it's coupled to an exchange, just make sure no matter what happens, you know how to back up your wallet, because I would hate to see anybody jump into this market, make a ton of money, and then not have access to it because they lost it. And yes, that's not the cautionary tale, but I do think it's a good
not
segue
even. But I've got to share this with you and show this to the people out there, since it came up just kind of inadvertently. Here, first off, is what a Bored Ape Yacht Club website looks like. Are you familiar with it? I mean, I'm somewhat. I had aspirations, but in reality, look at this animation, and it's where people go to hang out. And within this environment, I mean, I don't even know what I don't know, but this says Yuga Labs 2024. You go around, hit things, do things, and there's the. All right, we're finding out. We're welcome to the clubhouse right now. I'm not a member, so I don't know what's going to happen here. Haven't been here before. There you go.
Are you sharing your scrring? Because we can't see what you're doing if you are.
Well, that would kind of help if I shared my screen.
Yeah, it would. Although we enjoy watching you go through this flow.
I'm going to go back to the club. We'll walk this through one more time. Apologies to
we were getting my son's phone last night, and the guy, I asked him about crypto because I was worried about my son's crypto wallet when we changed devices.
Yeah.
And he literally brought this whole scenario up about NFTs and Bored Apes, and funny it's coming up again.
Here's Bored Apes. To get in, I don't know what's going to happen. Welcome to the clubhouse. We're in. You're in, Dionna. I'm not a member, so this is just like a tour. It's a home to Bored Ape. Yeah, when you become an ape, you become part of an exclusive club. Do you know the concept behind it? Why they're Bored Apes?
I don't actually. I didn't get that into it.
Well, I did. I mean, it was pretty much mania around these. And the idea was like you ape into something so big, so huge, and then you just kind of like chill out after the fact because, well, it worked.
Okay.
And you can see that each of these little apes are kind of sleepy. There's Curtis. He's the proprietor of the Bored Ape Yacht Club. And each ape see how he's kind of like a sleepy little dude, chilled out, got his yacht hat on. There's the deal, the cigar.
That music's kind of loud. FYI.
Oh, you've got music? I don't even hear it.
Yeah, no, we can hear it. It's drowning you out a little bit.
Well, let me make it quiet. It's thanks for letting us know. Please rotate my screen. All right, that's enough of that. What I wanted to show you from there, so get an idea what a Bored Ape is about.
For sure.
Let's go look at the price chart. How about that?
Actually, do you know so two of the first use cases I really remember from NFTs. The first one was this guy started tokenizing sneakers. Okay. And what he noticed was so if you bought a sneaker, you could get the NFT. He had a warehouse with the sneakers, and you bought the NFT and that was yours. So let's say they're like collectible, rare sneakers. People were trading the NFT without ever claiming the sneakers. Now, if you had the NFT at any time, you could claim the sneakers and the sneakers would be sent to you, but nobody did it. They were just trading them back and forth without ever collecting them. And he ended up with like 2 full warehouses full of stuff at some point. I remember, I don't even know if he's still going, but this was back in 2017, 2018. 2016, 2017, 2018. And then the next big iteration was CryptoKitties. Do you remember that one?
Oh, I do. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So you could buy an NFT of a cat. You could buy an NFT of a cat. You can mate them together and they would spawn a new NFT of their genetics. And that, to me, those types of things are a little more interesting. I never got into the Bored Ape.
Iterative, right? Like that's what makes them interesting.
Oh yeah.
And they have the Bored Ape Mutant Yacht Club now. Like you trade in your existing Bored Ape and you get the mutant. So what I'm pointing out here, I want to show to you, like the floor right now is what you can get in at for the cheapest. And this was priced in ETH. So you're talking 8.58 ETH, which you go, okay, that's not bad. 8 ETH, except, well, each ETH is costing you $4,000. So it's like $35,000 for cartoon monkey. Yeah.
All right.
And then look, July of 22, you were paying 118 ETH. We'll call it 100. And if it was worth 300, if each ETH was worth $3,000, you're talking, and this is real, those deals were worth $300,000.
Yeah. Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
I mean,
and then it's like, who has that? And I was like, I know, crypto bros. It was it was a bro. And just real quick for our people who don't know out there, the difference between Bitcoin and an NFT is Bitcoin is fungible,
Huge.
meaning you can't tell one from the other. So it's a part of a part. So I could have part of a Bitcoin, you could have part of a Bitcoin. They all combine together to make one. An NFT is a one of one. So it does not break down into smaller parts. That one NFT is that one NFT, and it does not mix with other ones. It's a separate entity. So we go non-fungible token versus a fungible token. And that's the difference between Bitcoin and NFTs.
You have melted minds. But for those of you who made it through that, and it's very important what she just said, you should actually take that portion of this show, rewind it, listen to it, put it into your language learning model, AI or otherwise, until you reach a point at which you understand exactly what she said, because she gave you a great gift there for people new to the space.
Early Christmas.
That is, but that's not why you're here. That's not why you stuck around. You stuck around. You brought up crypto bros, and I'm going to segue off crypto bros because we had the craziest thing go down. Let me share with you another video about Texas brothers. Oh, I gave it away.
Uh-oh.
Well, you'll have to see for yourself. It's 2 minutes. I'm going to speed this thing up, play it a little bit faster, and here we go.
Unfolding in Washington County. On Friday night, the Matamidi High School homecoming football game was canceled as law enforcement searched for 2 armed and dangerous men.
First thing, it's not in Texas because the high school homecoming football game was canceled. That you do not
would
do
never
that
happen.
In Texas. That's not going to happen.
Never happening.
All right.
Now prosecutors say those men held a family hostage while robbing them of cryptocurrency. Fox 9's Karen Scullen reports.
This street here behind me is where the family was held hostage inside their own home. Across the street from there, where I am, is where the middle school, high school, and elementary schools all are. This case really almost unbelievable, but it appears to be very real and very scary. Early Friday morning, the sun just coming up. 2 men carried out a home invasion on Inwood Way in Grant that was nothing short of terrifying, forcing the homeowner into his garage at gunpoint, then tying his hands with zip ties and forcing him inside the home. A mother and son were inside and also bound with zip ties and held at gunpoint, allegedly by Raymond Christian Garcia. But that was just the beginning. The first victim was forced to access his cryptocurrency accounts and transfer $36,000 to an unknown cyber wallet.
So you're getting what's going on here? You feeling it?
Right. I'm picking up what you're throwing down.
All right, let's keep it rolling.
Court documents show Isaiah Angelo Garcia forced that same victim to drive 3 hours to his cabin in Jacobson, Minnesota, where another crypto wallet was stored. He then transferred another $36,000. They then drove back to the Inwood Way home. But just minutes earlier, the son, being held at gunpoint inside the home, snuck a call to 911. By this time, 9 hours had passed. Law enforcement arrived and the men took off running. A shotgun was found in the weeds not far from the home. Also, a dark suitcase was found nearby containing clothes, cans, and an AR-15 with ammunition and a Wendy's receipt. That Wendy's receipt proved key in tracking down the car, which was rented in Waller, Texas, by one of the defendants. A lot of surveillance video from the victim's neighborhood, Wendy's, and a Motel 6, where they were staying, helped detectives piece it all together. The pair had driven 17 hours to target a family they didn't know.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. They drove from Texas, Houston. Waller is a suburb, to Minnesota for Bitcoin.
Yeah, mind you, for $72,000, which I heard mixed reports. I heard it was more like 8 million.
Yeah.
72,000 feels kind of skimpy.
Well, I don't know. I mean, again, different people have different risk tolerances, and I don't know what their risk. But if you talk about risk tolerance, you're willing to risk driving 17 hours from Texas to Minnesota, doing a rental car. Ostensibly, they didn't know what they were doing, and they had to call somebody to help them walk through the process. And the homeowner seemed to know what they were doing because he didn't have his stuff in the house, which is it's a pretty good idea.
Yeah. And
so they drove for another several hours to go find the probably hard wallet, cold wallet, wouldn't you think?
Yeah. Yeah. Cold storage.
You know, the other thing, and I'm not saying that this wouldn't hold true in Minnesota, but a lot of times these things don't happen in Texas because, well, in Texas, there's a high likelihood. you come into somebody's home there. I'd say it's a greater than 50-50 chance that
we're going to shoot you. And we don't play around here. We're going to shoot you. Listen, and I'm a Florida girl, and they like, really, you come in my house, I'm going to shoot you. Just saying.
Yeah. And I can't speak to it. Maybe they knew something we didn't know, but I'm just saying, man, like that's always got to be, I don't know. First off, I wouldn't go down that path. Second off, like, let's talk about how you can protect yourself. I think they did a great thing by not having, quote unquote, the asset there in the home, but how did they even find out about him? I think you had alleged a list.
Yeah, I feel like they said there was a leak somewhere. I mean, and that's the thing is like, unless you're bragging about it, how does somebody even know how much money you have? And just to let everybody know out there, I know we have this podcast. It's not worth robbing us. For one, I'll shoot you. And for two, it's not worth robbing us.
We're from Texas. That's all I'm going to say.
And I'm prior Army. I'm a good shot. You don't want to play.
Yeah, that's true. I hadn't even thought about that.
Oh, yeah. No, trust me. Yeah. And my son, I taught my son how to shoot too. So and everybody, all my kids, my spouse, everybody, we will all shoot you. I'm just saying. So
yeah. And this is a hobby for me, which, just to be clear, what a hobby is versus a business is something that makes money. A hobby is where you spend money. So I am trying to, as you see, I'm trying to figure it out. It's not easy. It's not simple. It's very volatile. I have theories, but theories don't necessarily work out in practice all the time. We're watching one of those moments in time. Let's watch the end of this clip. I think there's about a minute left, and see if there's anything else we can pick up from it. Pretty wild.
Sure.
The victims believe they found them because some of his cryptocurrency account information had been leaked during a data breach.
Now, the brothers share a home in Waller, Texas. That is where they were arrested. That is also where the rental car was found. Now, there's one big question in all this kind of looming. One of the defendants was actually on the phone with a third party while that cryptocurrency was being transferred. That person on the phone helping them with that process. It's unclear at this point if police know who that is or where they are. In Grant, Karen Scullen.
I mean, you're going to go pull off this heist, but you don't know how to download the crypto, is what it sounded like. Right?
Yeah, I mean, they sound like real professionals. Especially leaving a Wendy's receipt, the rental car. I don't know if people realize how many cameras, like you get that rental car, you only got to catch one camera, and then they can follow you camera to camera to camera, and then they can catch you on a highway, like our digital footprint, and then you have phone footprints. So it is much more difficult to get away with something like that these days than it would have been maybe 10 years ago.
Yeah. I mean, have you seen or watched the deal with the Idaho murders from University of Idaho?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that whole thing, Brian Kohlberger, I believe is his name. So this is definitely a banned episode, although the people want to hear about this because you really want a popular podcast. Don't be talking about crypto and finance. Talk about like 8 of the top 10 podcasts in America are about true crime.
Oh yeah. So, I'm a true crime junkie. So, and this is what I'm saying. Like I watch
a lot of people. So
I watch all this stuff.
And maybe we do an episode just on that, see if the ratings come in different. Maybe it's on topic. I'm willing, because I have watched the Netflix show. I have watched the Amazon show. I have like this persona of who he is. I have this speculation about, because they don't tell you, because he didn't take the stand. I don't know. Maybe we do this episode.
Yeah, why not?
But
we got to put a crypto tie in there somewhere. But think about how, did they say when it happened? Because I feel like they caught them really quickly, right? The guy, by the way, and we heard it correctly, they got caught in Waller, Texas too. So
I don't know if that happened or not. I know the break-in was in Minnesota.
Right.
They had some trouble acquiring the cold wallet. They had some trouble transferring the assets. I don't even know if the assets were transferred, but tell me this, like, so let's say you transfer the assets to someone else. Is there a way to get your crypto back? I'm just asking that as a...
Oh yeah. 100%. 100%. So I know. Go ahead. I want to hear what you're going to say.
No, I don't know. I'm blind, because if I'm on a ledger and it goes from my wallet to somebody else's wallet and all I have is their cryptographic keys, I have a record of the transfer, but there's no agency or superseding provision that allows for that stuff to come back to me. I can't call the help desk.
Yeah, well, actually, so
talk to me.
Here's how it works.
Okay.
So I'll tell you, Back in 2018, I went to Tokyo and I sat at a round table with all of the Asian exchanges.
Okay.
And the big topic at that point was, what do we do when there's a hack? Like, how are we handling the situation when something is hacked? And then how can we communicate to each other? So you have to connect a wallet at some point in order to turn it into money, or to put it like anywhere. You have to, there's a platform it has to be tied to. So for example, the exchange, the wallet, whatever. So unlike cash, right? If they were to have stolen cash, it would have been much difficult to recover, because if they stored that somewhere, they would have never known where. There's no digital footprint. But in crypto, there's always a digital footprint. So you can always trace where the money is going to. And so essentially, once they would have filed a police report, they would have figured out that wallet address, and then that would have been flagged. And then that flag carries through to all the different exchanges, wallets. And once it connects to a wallet, they'll seize it and they can give it back. So here's an interesting story.
I get it. Hold on. Let me qualify this for the people that are hearing this for the first time. So you basically turn it into the authorities, and the authorities say this wallet is one that received these funds, and it's no longer to be utilized across all these other locations.
Yes, that is correct.
But why wouldn't I just create wallet after wallet after wallet and just kind of like domino this thing?
You can. You could.
Okay.
Guess what? As soon as it touches, once it's flagged, because you can trace the digital trail, you can watch it all the way through. It doesn't matter. You can go wallet to wallet to wallet to wallet. It won't make a difference, because every single wallet will have that flagged currency in it.
Flagged, tagged, and red bagged.
Yep.
Send it back. Send it back to sender. Return to sender. All right. Sorry, you were going to say something else. Go ahead.
I was. So there was, I might have even told this story before, which this is a good time. If you like these stories, because we're full of them, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. Right? I know. And you can go back and see if I told this story before. I'm pretty sure I did. But there was a time.
It's new to me. It's new to you. Maybe it's not new to me, but it's new to you.
Yeah, it is new to you. It's a good one too.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead. I'm all in.
There was this time in Snapchat, right? Or Instagram, I apologize, where it was like a Snapchat hack or a Cash App. I'm confusing things. So an Instagram, it would be like, click this Cash App and we can send you money or whatever. And the second you click the Cash App, it would have your Instagram wallet. It would have your Instagram account, and they would seize your account. And then they would demand, money or whatever in order to give it back to you. Or what they would do is start scamming your friends and getting your friends to click the Cash App account, and then all of their accounts would have been seized too. And they were very intelligent in the way they were doing it, because the second they hacked your account, they changed your username. So when you filed a complaint with Instagram and filed your username wasn't your username anymore, and therefore it was much more difficult to recover your account. So one of my friends' accounts gets hacked. And I know it's a hack, right? I knew right off the bat. So I start kind of playing around with the person. And I'm like, oh, hey, I forgot I owe you money. You know what I mean? Like and because they wanted Bitcoin money, or I forgot exactly the conversation that had happened. But what I said was, oh, I owe you money. Like, I'll owe you. So let me pay you in Bitcoin. And they're like, oh, okay. So I said, well, before I send a large amount, let me just send a test amount to make sure that this is the correct wallet. And so I went, they gave me their wallet address. I sent them like $5 in Bitcoin. And then I turned around and I could send that wallet address to the authorities, because I just now associated it with a hack and with a criminal enterprise. And so you're able to track people that way. So I do want to say this to everybody else. I'm not necessarily saying that you guys should do that, but to me, it was in my friend's interest for me to try to find out who this person was. And I actually knew authorities that I was like, hey, I reached out to some of my Marshall friends and was like, can you help me get this back? And so where people think that crypto has this anonymity to it, it's a little bit false. And there are ways that you can get your money back, and there are ways that you can catch people who are doing digital crimes.
Oh, no, I think, one of the great ironies of it all is that people in the legislature, especially during the last presidential regime, well, we just got banned again, whatever. I'm trying to say the right things. What happened?
I don't know why we should listen. We should just let it all out now. We're already
Yeah,
banned.
I mean this was that train wreck right here. So the deal is they tried to protect and say that we're protecting the people, that it's all these criminals that are doing all these devious things. Yeah, maybe not, but whoever does it, it's ironic because it's like the moth to the flame. You think it's a good experience, but the criminals that are doing stuff out there, it's forever. It's like on the blockchain. You would have to literally erase the block. I mean, every time somebody gets onto Bitcoin, every time the statement of work, the proof of work is completed, like you've got the entire registry of all the transactions that have ever transpired.
Yep.
Like it doesn't disappear. It's immutable. It's indelible. It's not invisible ink. It doesn't go away.
Yeah. Actually, do you, I don't think it was, maybe it was Mt. Gox. Did you see there was a gigantic hack at an exchange and a couple got caught, and they didn't get caught for like a long time until they moved the money, and they bought some kind of like phone card, or it's like what they bought. They made one small transaction, and from that they were able to get caught, and they got busted having done that hack.
Oh no, the compute power with AI. I mean, if you kind of like put these things back together, the ability for AI, and this is one of those things I say, pay your taxes.
Oh,
It will catch up to you because you get to pay them. Okay, pay them, because with the compute power of AI, eventually they're going to be able to say this particular wallet had all these transactions throughout the lifetime of the wallet. And we've seen this happen too, like as an example, the genetic DNA testing that they do now, you can go back decades and know more about all the family tree that you didn't know about.
Oh yeah.
And some things that may have happened in the 1900s and 1920s are now playing out in 2020s.
Oh yeah.
Because of the genetic code that the computers are able to do. So don't think that just because the system isn't set up today to be able to put all those pieces of the puzzle together yet, that it isn't coming soon. It's coming. It's coming.
Let's tying it back to true crime, because we love it.
Ooh, we could write a book about this. Go ahead.
They take DNA and they can submit DNA to genealogy testing, and they can, maybe they can't find you, but they could find your siblings, and they can track you down based off of. So it's getting complicated. Listen, you guys, don't commit crimes. It's getting complicated out there.
Don't even. Not worth it.
Do your own research and invest whatever your risk tolerance is in crypto, and you don't have to commit crimes like this.
Well said. And that is a great ender, Dionna, to another episode. And one of the episodes where we are at an all-time high on all-time high. Thank you.
Bye.
You on my mind a lot. Don't need no time watch. I don't know how I got you in my